Super Mario World Blind Kaizo Race by Kenny J. This would be week 29. We've gone way back in time. Credits, graphics Gamma V, Manny. And music by Cool Mario. Not Cool Red Luigi, Cool Mario. 29's in the first year of this. It's kind of hard to imagine how long this institution has gone, but the Snake Block Factory is going to be a fun place to be, I suspect. And Undertale music. Go to the left to... Wait. Go to the left to take the key to the exit. Go to the right to take the path to the orb. Both paths must be completed. Alright. That's a interesting thing. Oh. Kenny G is in the musician, or... Actually, I didn't see who made the level. There's NorthwestKendall. Both paths must be completed. Who's Kenny G again? I'm thinking of Kenny Loggins. It's a bad habit. He went to the danger zone. Oh, that's what this kind of level is about. Interesting to give you kind of a choose-your-own-adventure thing for this. Oh, I didn't expect that. But Undertale music is appreciated. Maybe that's what I should do instead, is just, like, play Deltarune. I didn't even see that block. Like, basically, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do stream-wise for the next couple weeks, because, like, I don't want to start any big projects, because, like, CLDC is coming up right around when I go to the East Coast. Oh. And, like, I should at least try to get that going. But I'm also gonna tend to just, like, I don't know, play Lunacy if I can get it. What am I doing? It's just a spin jump. It's easy. You know, watch this level and beating this song just with Domino. Watching this level, really? Hearing the song Domino if I do play Undertale? Really? That's kind of cool. Didn't know you and Romhack Races went back that far. Do love me Romhack Races. They're a great institution. Producing a lot of good, entertaining levels that die. Like you requested. I mean, yeah. You got me to play Undertale. I remember. And Deltarune. I mean, the last thing in your request list was do the genocide bosses, which I still haven't done. Don't really want to do the genocide route. I was happy with everyone being happy, I guess. I made it. It just didn't give it to me. Yeah, Deltarune was about, or when I played Deltarune was about 2 years ago, I'd say. Mostly remember because I played Deltarune right after, like, leaving PAX. But I did beat all the super bosses so far. I need to go faster. Well, thank you for the follow. Kind of shocked that it didn't go through the SNES, so that means we're not running the bot, right? But thank you for the follow. Let's do this up right. Now things will work. Oh, right, I need to be standing on a surface or else this won't work. Man. Wanted to follow. Thank you for the follow. Please enjoy your fish. Want to do the genocide route? But you're Huh, that's weird. Finn was overly vague with his tip on how to do it. I mean, really? I feel like there's nothing vague about the genocide route. Like, as far as hints go, simply stating it's the genocide route tells you pretty much all you need to know. Play Deltarune one day. It was fun. Deltarune is a lot more of the same, but I think that the refinements made to the battle system help a lot, in all honesty. He told you kill everyone, which is base. It's not enough. It wasn't. I really thought kill everyone was enough information. To be fair, I haven't done it, so... True, if you know there's a limited number of enemies per area. There we go. 2 spin jumps later. Didn't clip the jump. Super bosses are a treat. I will look forward to it. The only thing... I've been spoiled on a couple things for Deltarune 3 and 4. Mostly because of the fact that they had it on in the room. They were hanging out after GDQ was basically ending. I feel at this point, like, Undertale is basically 10 years old. There has to be a certain point where you say, it's okay to spoil things. Darth Vader is Luke's father. The sled is... Rosebud is the sled. The Titanic sinks. Jesus dies at the end. Though apparently he's going to come back for the sequel, so, you know. Okay. Oh, I see what it wanted me to do. Cool pin message. Yeah, I guess I could remove the pin message. I didn't really think about it. Where's the button to do that? Unpin this message. Bam, done. Chapter 3's boss is your favorite. Just dies. I was talking about the movie. Not per room exactly, but he has difference to kill everyone and don't spare anyone. You wouldn't necessarily rouse matter. That's fair. Kill count you must exhaust before you're allowed to proceed. Yeah. Wait till you hear who did it. Switch it up, switch to modify your save data. Just didn't feel like it at the time. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Game Maker uses a very primitive save file format if you like use the default one. Actually, fun fact. So when I was at PAX, I was talking to somebody who was... I went and played a demo of a game, and the dude watched like, "You're good at this." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I do. I know a bit about Mario and Kaizo and things." Talked to him a bit, but his game is made in Game Maker. And I was like, you know, the funny thing about Game Maker is, like, there's a bunch of tools to reverse engineer the stuff. Like, people, if they want to modify it, will. It's like, oh yeah, no, someone did, like, a Ukrainian translation and stuff. It's really cool. And he's like, I'm like, so you plan to, like, release modding tools? He's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a separate thing. And I'm like, well, you know, people will be able to do it anyway. And I put out, like, all of the reverse engineering tools for Game Maker are basically built expressly to hack Undertale. Like, that's what they were built for. Sure, you can use them for any other purpose, but that's why they were made. Was because someone wanted to hack Undertale. People have gigantic backlogs. That's true. There does come a point where you basically do have to say fuck it, though. To be fair, I'm not anyone to count here. I'm still working through my 2023-ish requests. He said as he hasn't started. Oh, I made some progress in Pokemon. There are tons of people still. I don't imagine that the curve is too large still for Undertale. It's not a very long game. Like, even if you play it and do it most of the ways you can, and to be fair, that's a large cross product, but the important ones, it wouldn't take you more than a few hours. Like, I think I did 2 playthroughs. It took me a combined total of maybe 10 hours. And I read everything aloud and did stupid things. Like, there's also a difference between the amount of time it takes when you're streaming versus just playing. Also, I'm not surprised it was Fistbit that brought up the backlog thing. But as far as, like, bad spoilers go, that's not that bad of one for that game. Okay, that's why I have to at the end. Undertale isn't a good example? No. 20, numbers. Modified Game Maker. I want to be community after. Oh, interesting. You might not have killed enough things for it to have been explained properly. It is pretty funny that, like, the first time I played it, I did only kill 2 things. And it was a kid with a nice hat and Toriel. Oh, excuse me. I felt bad because I just really wanted a hat. It's the TF2 player in me. I just want the hat. Okay. Way too early. Oh. I felt silly there. I feel silly here. Yeah, you can kind of cancel it at some points in the game by sparing specific people or something. I think I read up on it after I played and was like, that's good enough for me. Or Everheard 2. That's been out for like a year now, and I could play that. Like, basically what it comes down to is in a modern game that I'd want to play with a keyboard as opposed to a gamepad. And I felt like I messed around in Deltarune for a couple minutes just to get a feel for it. I did not like gamepad. That's really what it comes down to for me. Like, if I'm playing on the East Coast, it's going to be me using a gamepad. And hooked up to, like, my sister's extra work screen. There we go. Like, what? But there's more! I wasn't ready for that. I'm not sure how I did it earlier, where I accidentally did the right thing. What if this is the second area that you're supposed to do? Or just, like, this is the second as a sub-area of the area? Oh, it did say find a key. Yeah. You have to do both sides of this, is what it was saying. Yeah, I need to go across. Sheer amount of walking needed to track down all the remaining encounters. Yeah. Really? That's interesting. And unexpected. Like, that more of a, like, oversight kind of thing, you think? Or an intentional feature? Hmm. I am out of practice. That'd probably be the smart thing to do now I think about it. Would be do Deltarune, and then shortly thereafter do Olga's Request. Because then at least I'll be back in that state of mind of this is how this game works. Yeah, I think in terms of, like, obvious routes, the neutral one is pretty much... I'd say, well, don't spoil Chapter 3 or 4 for me. Otherwise, whatever everyone else wants to talk about, I'm fine with that. Like, those have come out recently enough that I think it's pretty reasonable to say, yeah, don't spoil anything. Like, I know that there are some extra fancy routes. That's all I know so far. Oh, I've been spoiled on 2 things. One, yeah, both of them, well, I'll explain eventually when I play them which ones I got spoiled on. But they're not interesting things, and, like, the fact that I was spoiled on them is mostly just going to be like, oh yeah, that funny meme thing. Whoops, I missed that. I missed its moment of creation. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing? That's true. There may or may not be alternate routes. Might be some weird stuff in the Deltarune, you never know. Bad at that spot. People talking about E33 all the time. You know, I actually still know nothing about E33. I've managed to avoid spoilers on that entirely. I know it's French. And that it's an RPG. That's all I've heard. That's all I know. There we go. Fistbit is looking forward to playing that in the year 2023. Or year 2029. ...2033. Which is the grim, dark year. I wish I remembered how that line... What? Wait, what? How? Let me look at that again. I've been nerd sniped here. Oh. I've been raided. That's a good time to stop. Yeah, that was the joke, Kappa. That was the joke. I'm gonna nuke that message, because it's a little spoilery. Welcome in, what's up, DJ NB? Thank you for the good luck. How's the stream? What were you up to? Hope it was something fun. I'm still actually pretty happy. Fun fact, the delete message thing, oh, fan game funny, interesting. The delete message thing I actually implemented 100% just for Undertale. Because people love to come in and spoil Undertale. And so you can see on the right how it, like, left that message I deleted from Kappa. It leaves all the form of it, but it just makes it blend in with the background. It's transparent. It leaves the emote. I guess I probably should do something about that, but whatever. I just didn't want to mess up the kerning. Maybe I can just make that lip. Oh, I see what I need to do. They don't see what I need to do. Can I make that jump? I can totally make that jump. Alright, cool. Get in there! Damn, we're already too late. Like how it literally just erases it? Yeah, it works. Took a while to click random a few times to get your level to show up. Funny you thought random meant your level instantly for the look of it. No, the default one, I default like a Mario 2 one for some reason in my system. I forget why. Yeah, what fan game was it? I don't know too many of them. Oh, you're sticking mice back in again. When you said fan game funning, I assumed you meant, like, I want to be the guy stuff. Yeah, mice is fantastic. Especially when we know, like, the backstory, like, the constraint behind how it was made, it becomes a little more awesome. Wait, what? Oh, I need to wait a little bit. Trying to think of an alternative to Romhack Race. Understandable, like, they do the fan game thing, or mod for GDQ because they can't use the word hack, because that's bad, I guess. Oh, hey, it's still going. Hey, I didn't mess up the ending. Cool. Key. Mario Maker adjacent fan game. Mods are not what you do to retro. They're still modded. It counts. Oh, Kenny G, the jazz guy. I got it mixed up with Kenny Loggins, who did all of those things from the thing. Oh, that song, yes, Songbird. Thanks to the GGs, but we're not done. This is a 2-exiter. So I pointed out in the box here, go to the left to take the path to the key exit, go to the right to take the path to the orb exit. Both paths must be completed. So there's like a little choose-your-own-adventure game from the get-go here. So I'm only half done. But for you, I meant, looks like old Romhack Race are kind of chill. They're kind of chill. And some Doom hacks. Yeah? I mean, they're not Doom mods, they're Doom wads, which makes it even worse. Because it's its own category of thing. Yeah, the older levels are kind of chill. They probably, at some point, should do, like, a remoderation of things and, like, readjust the values to be within their whole system. But Christ, I can't imagine how much work that would be for the Romhack Races people, and they've already got so much to do. Like, the idea of, like, suggesting that then BD and other people that use their valuable time to do that just strikes me as a bit cruel. Okay, what are we looking at now? Well, that was dumb. Nice is delightful. Hearing you haven't played it? Yes, absolutely. What would I suggest? Yeah, the difficulty evaluation. So the important thing to remember is that when Romhack Races was incepted, there was one difficulty number, and that was it. So basically, it was a 4, it was a 6, it was a 9, whatever. And now they have a different system where they have 2 or 3... They have 2 or 3 numbers. It just occurs to me that I'm pretty sure what someone told me. Oh, there's a Kaizo block there. That internally, like they have like a spreadsheet or something to manage this stuff internally. That they actually use a bunch of different numbers that were averaged together to become the difficulty number. And as such, when they go through and would theoretically have to redo it, they wouldn't because they have those numbers already for themselves. Oh yeah, there's a block there. I just didn't see it. Careful jumps. Nice. Flipped off. Also wouldn't be against playing some Doom stuff. I had one, like, stream idea that I haven't messed with in a long time. Basically, there was a CD of Doom wads that I found online and was like, you know, it could just be fun to try some random Doom wads. Let people pick them out by name, just like I did with the CDs for the Macromedia Director stuff. I panicked. Yeah, Doom wads would be fun to play around, and I just haven't done much with it. And of course, the thing about it is modern Doom wads are a lot more different than old school ones. There was actually a pretty funny kerfuffle in the Doom world recently, where a guy who maintained, I want to say it was GZ Doom, basically got clowned upon because he checked in some AI code that didn't work. Oh, that messed up. Messed it up. Found a CD online? Yes, I found an ISO online. What do you want from me, Max? How else would you describe this? What CD? It was like a French Doom magazine CD, because back in the day, people wanted CDs with stuff attached to their magazines, and they would pay money for this kind of thing. And so I found it via the Discmaster search thing, and then went and downloaded the ISO and put it on the squiggle box. I am too slow there somehow. But it just has a bunch of random Doom mods. I even have like a shortcut on my Squigglebox desktop just for that I never got around to changing. I guess I did play a couple of Doom mods. I did Chex Quest, and I also did Christmas Doom, which was a trip because you have to like download a custom patcher to make that work. Okay. I can't believe I made it. Nuts.watt. Is that the one that's like a million monsters all in the same room? Oh, I missed it. The CD's nuts. If only Fryworms were here so we could see them. Both of them. Spin jump. Anyway. Just one of those things where, like, I just need to find the time and energy to do the minimal preparation for these sorts of things. That was a short room. Ow. I was hoping I could clone it. I don't know why I was doing this. I probably still need this brick. But anyway, I think it'd be fun. Or maybe just go and do another round of looking into the whole world of Macromedia Director titles. Still a bunch of stuff untouched there. Good old days when a 4 was a 4. I mean, it really depends. Like I said. But the thing is people have just gotten a lot better at Kaizo, let's be completely frank, in the times. You know, that probably wasn't the ideal way of handling this. Your 3-star level, it took people half an hour to finish, and a bunch didn't finish. Which one was that? Let me see if I can find this. Because I have that information somewhere here. Yeah. Would be Moon Regrabs. That was a difficulty 5 in Season 8. And yeah, a bunch of people finished. It took Louis an hour. That's saying something. But it took Yeti Buka, name I haven't seen in a long time, about 25 minutes. Yeah, first place was 25 minutes, Yeti Buka. Make one? You should! I don't know what their current backlog looks like. Like, they moved to, like, a calendaring system. As opposed to just being, like, a channel in Discord where you looked at things. I'm just fumbling it. It is not a good level. It was week 88. People were learning things. It's alright. Last time we checked, they weren't very backed up. I felt like it went in, like, phases where, like, they had so many people, and then, like, it dries up, and then they have nothing. So yeah, might be worth it checking out the queue, then. I should do some actual hacking. Finish things up. Or I guess I should do the thing that I'm getting paid to do. That also would help. Think about being a contractor. Is you get paid for what you do. So you gotta do it. Had a bad feeling about it. I don't think I need the brick. That's the one thing that's kind of nice about this. I way over. Made a level would result in Kuso. I mean, it's happened. Actually, I don't know if Kuso has happened. I know they've made a few levels that were... people have made levels that were homages to specific silly things. Like Cool or Cruel. And there was another one I want to say was an homage to a level in... like one of the early Kaizo games. And someone unexpected came out and rocked it. Someone with the Twitch name of like or Falcon Punch? Captain Falcon? Something really good. Like, that's gotta be an old, like, Justin TV name because of how good that name is. That's why that would explain everything. I think someone actually told me this before. But that does explain everything. Yeah, that's 2. Look, it's hard to remember when people's names don't correlate well with their, like, persona. They have, like, Twitch name, and the online name, and the real name. And it's nice when you're dealing with someone where there's all are congruent. Like, Just Cook. I'm fairly certain his real name is, in fact, Just Cook. Or Justifer Cook. Actually, I don't know. Where's the name Juz come from? Probably a weird Australian thing. When I was watching The Underdogs, one of the dudes on that channel would say, instead of like, would say less frequently as a thing, and I wondered if that was an Australian, because like, say no more is the sort of American equivalent. And I asked another Aussie that I saw in real life not too long ago if that was a thing in Australia, and he's like, no. Does Keck cook? Yes, that is his middle name as far as I know. Pretty sure that's correct. Of course, I do prefer to use people's, like, handles when I'm at, like, GDQ or something. Or the MIT Mystery Hunt. I largely know people by their, like, name, but, well, I know a lot of them by their first name, I suppose. But, you know, just part of the whole situation. Nicer not to have to configure out the name table correspondence. Say less just the hip thing? Possibly. I just hadn't heard anyone actually say that before. And I assumed that because they're Australian, it was a weird Australian thing. Because Australia, of all places, tends to have its own, like, slang that proliferates to other places in, like, America, because Australia and Crocodile Dundee. Okay. I think I need to be ahead of it. I feel like I'm close. Okay. It's one of those, like, when you die in a particularly stupid way. Like that. Yeah, Crocodile Dundee was played by, I think, something Logan? Hogan? Paul Hogan, maybe? I think Paul Hogan. And apparently, he got his start in comedy by going on this, like, the Australian equivalent, like, The Gong Show. And basically claiming he had, like, a really dumb act. Like, he was gonna juggle a bunch of knives or something. And instead just ripped into the judges for being dicks but apparently it was funny enough that he got into show business because of it. And the only thing I've seen from, like, he had a show, like, kind of like the Dick Van Dyke Show or whatever, like, under his name in Australia. And he did this bit about hiring a handyman. That has a good punchline. I'm not going to spoil it in case someone goes and looks it up, but it's really good. It's kind of amazing just how different level design looks like in these eras, earlier eras of Romhack races. Because I think an awful lot of people wanted to do fancier custom things, probably earlier on. Well, fancier custom graphics. Unless, like, you're really going for, like, I am going to demonstrate my mastery over 65/816. C. Okay, well, that was improvement. I got on the block, and then stayed on the block. So clearly being ahead is the right call there. Have to make it so. Okay, I just didn't know what to do after that. Like, I need to hit that block and then jump off the block again, such that I end up on the block. I need to be the new kid on the block. You know, I don't think duping here would actually help me much. Might actually be a hindrance. I think I've largely got the first section down, though. That is weird. I've never done that before. It does not feel right. When you get a 1-up in a Kaizo level, that's the part where you start feeling bad. One of the key things about Kaizo coins. Step by step. Yeah, no, I'm getting there. I'm understanding this more. It's just a trick that I'm not familiar with. It happens. Like, I haven't really played that much Kaizo when you get down to it. I mean, has anybody really played that much Kaizo when we compare it to, oh, I don't know, Katoon? Yeah, I still need to be holding right a bit, I think. And maybe jump a little bit earlier. Like, I don't need to be full on the box. I just need to tip it, really. Oh, getting hungry. Talked about soup earlier. I'm gonna get some soup. And eat it in the morning. Haven't played any Kaizo in like a month? Yeah. Answer is yes, but has anyone played as many different Kaizos completely? Has anyone played as many different Kaizos completely different? Maybe I needed to phrase that better. But we're looking at a world where, like, there are people who have had years and years and years of practice on this daily. And to be fair, they're a lot, but I have nowhere idea where I was going with that. Anyway, I was watching Third Wall today, because Third Wall was streaming for a bit, which surprised me, because, like, when talking to him at GDQ, it sounded like he was basically done, because he's got a kid now. And that's, you know, the kid's taking up his time. Don't blame him on that. Kids are very time expensive, and honestly, a lot of fun to hang out with and do things, like reading books and whatnot, and playing. Looking forward to seeing my nephews when I go to the East Coast. Oh, that was better, kind of. Third Wall's kid time streaming. Third Wall missed him so much, yeah. Third Wall was streaming a bunch of, like, hacks he had made, and then decided to play Hacker's Dreams for a bit. The last level on stream. And I'm looking at that, and I'm still wondering how the effect is done if it's not an HDMA level, HDMA switch for the layer 3 stuff. Because damn that level. Okay. Kind of wish the setup for this wasn't so long. But c'est la vie. What? What about HTML? As far as I know, we're not talking about HTML. We're talking about Hacker's Dreams and other things. It's definitely not HDMA. It's how you edit, or how you change registers, like during rendering when you're on the SNES, because it manages to do it completely within the H-blank timing, and therefore it does not interrupt rendering. MDMA? Yeah, that too. We also got some HDMI and some, I don't know, IAQ. That was worse. Hyperlink level design? You know, that'd be kind of cool, actually. Make Mario, but Caverns of Blood. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll figure out about PLDC for next year. Start writing some copy for it when I'm on the East Coast. Ask Squiggles if he'd be willing to handle the one side of the hosting part. Which would basically if I did PLDC, I'd want to guarantee there were solutions to puzzles. And so it'd be mandatory to provide a solution, written solution, or video solution, and just have Squiggles vet that, yes, that does appear to solve the puzzle. Dang it. PAT level design contest. Basically, yes. PLDC would either stand for PAT or puzzle. I think people would I think there exists at least a contingent of people who would love a puzzle level design contest. Because it's just something that isn't done, usually. Or maybe I'll, suggest it as a thing to do that's different. Alright. Would participate? Yeah. I'm certain there's people who would. I'd love to see, what people hook up for it. And of course, I'd be willing to, very much run the definition of what is puzzle, what is design contest. Level design for the purposes of this. Not quite full on QLDC, but if you wanted to, I don't know, the entirety of your submission was a Mario level that's you're gonna need to enter a code here. You can find it in this word search! And there's a hyperlink to a PDF of your word search. That'd be funny. I don't know if I'd like it. I don't know if it'd do well, but, I'd probably be willing to accept that that is acceptable for the contest and not disqualified. And, for winning, I'd probably just, be you can have a Steam game, or I will donate to a charity of your choice in your name, provided said charity isn't one of those, charities that makes me very deeply unhappy with life, like NAMBLA or something. In the event that such a decision could not be made, it would go to United Way, because, no one ever got fired for picking United Way. Just how it is. Solve this Rubik's Cube. Like I said, it may not do very well. I did it! I did it! I did it! What's next? I'm suspicious. I was right to be suspicious. I think I watched this one back in the day. Okay, now we're good. I remember this trap. I don't think I rammed it. I don't think I played this one, but I remember the trap very distinctly. Oh, that was worth it. Alright, how long did that take me? Let's see. According to this, I started about an hour ago. Wait, no, not even an hour ago. That was... What? 40... of... That's... Math's hard. Yeah, about 45 minutes ago. How would that have done on this level contest? How would this have done here? Not bad, actually. That would have put me in front of Russell, CO, I Have One Big Eye, and a few other people. Seathorn finished this level in like 20 minutes. Man, there's a lot of names I haven't seen here in a while. But yeah, that was a cool level.